Boris Johnson has rejected demands for an extension to the EU transition period, vowing to keep his promise and leave on December 31. With a trade deal still yet to be agreed between the UK and EU, the Prime Minister is under mounting pressure to delay Britain's freedom from Brussels at the end of the month. However, speaking this afternoon, the Prime Minister's spokesman ruled out such an option. He said, "Our position on the transition period is clear. It will end of December 31. That remains our position. The flat-out rejection of extending the period under which the UK must abide by rules set in Brussels comes after demands from First Minister Nicola Sturgeon, London Mayor Sadiq Khan and a series of prominent MPs. The official deadline for asking for an extension to the transition period ran out in June, but there are growing calls for emergency action following the discovery of a new mutant strain of COVID-19. Mr. Johnson and the government have been forced to take urgent action to try and contain the strain. In response, last night Ms. Sturgeon said, "It's now imperative the Prime Minister seeks an agreement to extend the Brexit transition period. The new COVID strain, and the various implications of it, means we face a profoundly serious situation, and it demands our 100% attention. It would be unconscionable to compound it with Brexit." Adding his voice to the matter this morning, Mr. Khan said, "Securing our key supply chains and fighting the coronavirus pandemic requires the full and undivided efforts of ministers more than ever before. Risking the chaos and uncertainty of a no-deal Brexit was reckless even before the latest surge in COVID cases and the worrying news about this latest strain. With the virus spreading rapidly and our hospitals increasingly stretched, the only thing the country should be concentrating on is fighting the virus." Trade negotiations are continuing in Brussels, with UK negotiator Lord Frost and the EU's Michel Barnier meeting on a daily basis to try and break the deadlock. Rules on fishing and state aid remain the biggest obstacles to a deal, with just 10 days to go until the end of the transition period. Mr. Johnson has continued to vow to leave on December 31, regardless of whether a deal is in place or not. His spokesman said, "Teams were negotiating through the weekend and they will continue today.